this game ends up going the distance here, simply because... We spawn on Echo for the 4th game of this potential 9-game series. Where, over to the right-hand side, representing Team Alternate Attacks. Ladies and gentlemen, it is ShoWTimE. Playing adversely to the Protoss forces this evening is our Terran hero, hailing from Scandinavia. Ladies and gentlemen, the 4-time winner on the hot seat, and just general overall big boss. It is Liquid Buddy, who currently enjoys a 2-1 lead. ShoWTimE will be looking to overturn this deficit and bring himself into the lead in this series if possible. He hasn't led yet. He was behind 1-1, evened up the series, and then lost game 3. So winning 2 on the trot here would just put him in a very, very comfortable position. He's got a lot to do to beat this guy, though. And we are once again going to be seeing the barracks and then refinery play. So Buddy perhaps settling into a rhythm here, and once again going to be going for what I suspect will be a Reaper opening. A probe is going to be popping out here reasonably early from ShoWTimE as well, to confirm that on this particular map there are no sneaky shenanigans going on. And it will be able to get into the base very, very shortly indeed. Bunny, in the meantime, sending an SCV out of his own. High fives the probe on the way out. Hey, dude, what's up? And we will be able to spot. Does he click on the gas? Oh, he hasn't seen the gas. I mean, ShoWTimE turned around just before the gas was spotted. So there's a chance he doesn't know. Well, he'll know very soon it's a Reaper, guys. So, a little bit surprised he didn't just double check that. I thought he was going to click on the gas and just confirm how much was mined. I guess from the barracks timing, it's okay. He knows that it's, I don't know, he knows that a gas versus the barracks would have been a little bit later. But he could have still confirmed to make sure it was a Reaper opening. He'll find out soon anyway when his probes start getting blasted by that Reaper. The SCV now from Bunny is going to be going into the base, sees the cybernetics core and gateway, knows everything he needs to know, and is just going to be blocking this nexus for as long as humanly possible. Here comes the Reaper. Bob, initially, is not going to be joined by Tim today, ladies and gents. We have an immediate reactor going down on this barracks as that actual expansion goes down for Team Liquid's Buddy. The Nexus at the Natural has gone down in the meantime. Both probes will be able to get back to mining their own business. See what I did there? Sorry, guys, it's been a long day. The jokes are going to get cheesy. Actually, no, I make no apologies. Let's make sure the cheesier, the better. Right. The Reaper comes up inside the main base, and we'll see absolutely diddly squat for now. Mothership Core doing a good job of protecting the flock right now. And really, this Reaper kind of wants to take a peek at the gases, but he knows at least both are taken. So primarily just waiting for a scout. Now, why isn't Bunny going in for like a proper scout now? It's because we haven't reached a stage of the game where ShoWTimE's chosen his tech. There's the Twilight Council. That's kind of what the Reaper waits for. Because before then, it's like, great, you've got a Mothership Core, you have a Cybernetics Core, you have a Gateway. Why do I care about this? And that's just a really, really good question. He doesn't. He wants to be able to spot this tech. That's ideally what the Reaper's for right now. Of course, he's seen the natural expansion as well. But crucially, this Twilight Council has remained hidden, and ShoWTimE's going to try and do something with it. Now, we have seen a little bit of decline in general sort of fast blink plays, but of course that is something you can do with this fast Twilight Council. You can, of course, also go straight back into that Dark Shrine if you fancy. A lot of economic plays forcing the wastes on the scans, but just not seen very often, frankly. And we are indeed going to see an instantaneous blink coming out from ShoWTimE here. So in the meantime, what kind of aggression is planned on the Terran side of the coin? Well, we have a starport with no barracks. Well, a starport definitely has no barracks on it, but it has no reactor, which is really what I meant to say. And that means we're going to be seeing a quick drop by the looks of things. We want to just get that medevac out ASAP. And it looks like it's going to be for a couple of Widow Mines, potentially with some Marine support. I don't know just yet. 6 Marines are going to be popping out here, and this Stalker has recognized he won't quite be able to deal with that. Baits out a very early Photon Overcharge, I have to say, and this one Widow Mine is going to dissuade units from coming outside. So this is interesting. This is keeping ShoWTimE confined to his base right now. Are we going to see this medevac? Yep, going for a drop as well. So what this is doing is this is almost baiting ShoWTimE. And it's almost saying, ooh, although a probe gets out, he's saying, look, mate, this Widow Mine is going to ensure that you're going to try and get rid of me, possibly with Blink. So he blinks backward from a Stalker and then uses the unit to try and kill him off. But in the meantime, I have aggressive options available with this drop. And that's really what he's going for here. ShoWTimE, does he see the medevac? No, he doesn't see the extra units unloading here. And while these units are getting ever closer, it looks like he's going up for a full-on assault here. He sees that, oh, the Mothership Core is close to another photon overcharge, picks it off. Very, very good timing on this attack indeed. Will it be enough to finish the game, though? I don't know. Drone drill going down, only 4 Stalkers, and the Widow Mine separates the two halves of the army right now. I think that's really crucial, forcing to use those probes to fight. Another Stalker getting warped in, but so many workers going down right now, 13 and counting. And I think just going straight up to the face without the drop play in this game number 4 is the correct approach from Bunny, because he's going to be able to kill off so many. Where he's so lucky is ShoWTimE that Widow Mine is no longer still there. But splitting up the army like that and forcing the Observer to come out, maybe taking advantage of that early photon overcharge and using this to try and go straight to the face of our Protoss player here. Really, really nicely thought out. Is he converting this into a game win? It's 70 versus 46 supply. He certainly looks very favored right now. But the numbers of Marines here are beginning to dwindle. And while we do have the Widow Mine, ooh, a little bit of an attack there, it looks like ShoWTimE is going to be able to repel this. And, well, there's no point asking, but at what cost? Because he's going to have to pay it anyway, because the battle is now over. But the cost, for anyone wondering, is 21 workers. So he is now down 44 to 30 workers, and Bunny's income must be soaring right now compared to the Protoss opponents. There you go, take a look at that. Is ShoWTimE out of this yet? No. Is he very, very, very heavily favored to lose? Yes. And this economic advantage is going to be so difficult for him to deal with. Bunny just assigning 4 SCVs to permanent repair duty and getting a second bunker at the front. So this is going to be incredibly difficult for ShoWTimE to come in. And look at this. Units and a medevac ready just in case there's a blink in inside the main base, and we've got a Widow Mine there as well. It's very difficult for Bunny at this moment in time to be more prepared, and we're going to see if we can get a bust up the ramp. Ooh, the SCV is actually repairing a little bit late, but it's not going to matter. Halfway through they start repairing, and it looks like they'll be able to hold off this attack anyway. Only up to 32 workers versus 45 though, so ShoWTimE is using this to try and keep getting warp-ins and see if he can end the game with these Stalkers. And that means he's falling further and further behind in terms of economy and in terms of resources mined. So, I don't think this can make the difference. There are 2 bunkers here. There's another army here. They have stim. Oh, pardon me, they don't have stim. Do they have stim? Doesn't look like they have stim. That's grayed out, ladies and gentlemen. So, I do beg thy pardon. Stim is nearly completing. They have combat shield on the Marines. No, not even that. So just concussive shell completing. When I see 2 upgrades, I assume they're stim and combat shield. And we have a blink up into the main base. And a good response with the Widow Mines. Another one burrowing here. And, well, being confined to the bottom is not a situation ShoWTimE wants to be involved in. Trying to break, once again, losing another Stalker or 2 to the front. He realizes he can't break this. GG is called. And Liquid Bunny takes a 3-1 lead over ShoWTimE at the moment, and a very, very comfortable 2-game cushion going into the break after 4 games.